The White Rose Society. The White Rose Society was a group formed by Hans Scholl, Sophie Scholl, and their friend Christopher Probst in 1942. Along with Alexander Smormel, William Graf, and their teacher Kurt Huber, they created leaflets that informed students of the Nazis' murderous actions and called for resistance. They distributed them all over the University of Munich and urged people to share them. It's high time that Christians made up their minds to do something. What are we going to show in the way of resistance as compared to the communists? For instance, when all of this terror is over. We'll be standing empty-handed. We will have no answer when we are asked, "What did you do about it?" Hans Scholl was born on September 22, 1918. When he was 12, he joined a group called Jungenskraft, which was a group that allowed him to develop his thoughts beyond what was taught in the Nazi propaganda. He later became part of Hitler's youth, but felt as though it quieted his thoughts, so he showed resistance by creating a flag. He was arrested because the flag did not meet Nazi regulations. He later enrolled in the University of Munich and studied medicine. This is where he began the White Rose Society. He became the main author of the leaflets. Hans was 24 when he was executed. Somebody, after all, has to make a start. What we wrote and said is believed by many others. They just don't dare to express themselves the way we did. Sophie Scholl was born on May 9, 1921. She was strongly influenced by her father and her brother, who were both critical of German politics. In May 1942, she enrolled at the University of Munich to study biology. She was initially kept out of the White Rose Society because her brother's concerns for her, but ended up joining. Her chances of being stopped by the SS were much smaller because she was a girl, and this served as an advantage to the White Rose Society. She was executed at the age of 21, and her last words were, "The sun still shines." Christopher Probst was born on November 6, 1919. He was 25 when he was executed. Kurt Huber was born on October 24, 1893. He was a teacher at the University of Munich and helped Hans a lot with the writing of the leaflets. Alexander Smorel was friends of both Hans and Christoph and studied at the University of Munich. Willy Graf was born on January 2, 1918. When he was a medic during the operation of Barbarossa, he witnessed Jews being murdered by the SS. The White Rose Society created overall 6 pamphlets that showed signs of ejection against the Nazis. This was one of the first signs of resistance against the Nazis in the area. They also would vandalize and graffiti messages such as "Down with Hitler." In February 1943, Hans, Sophie, and Christoph were all arrested and executed. A little while after, Kurt, Alexandra, and Willy were also convicted. Even after their conviction, the message of the White Rose Society was still spread all around Germany. Many people reproduced their leaflets and spread them all around the cities and even smuggled them into different countries. We want to try and show that everyone is in a position to contribute to the overthrow of the system. It can be done only by the cooperation of many convinced, energetic people who are agreed as to the means they must use. We have no great number of choices as into the means. The meaning and the goal of passive resistance is to topple National Socialism, and in this struggle we must not recoil from our course, any action, whatever in its nature. A victory of fascist Germany is, in this war, would have immeasurable, frightful consequences.